The 2018 Xfinity Series season was truly one of the best seasons in history. The closest finish in NASCAR history, the rise of Ross Chastain, GMS's only Xfinity win, the controversial end of the Summer Daytona race, Elliott Sadler's retirement tour, Roush and Ganassi's shutdowns, the rise of Christopher Bell, the inaugural race at the Charlotte Roval, Harvick v. Chastain, and much more. But what nobody remembers this season for is that this would be the greatest season that we never got. So with that being said, let's dive into the 2018 season. In the first 6 races, we would only see one full-time driver win a race. Rookie Tyler Reddick would win the race at Daytona in the closest finish in NASCAR history. So after the first 6 races, 2-time defending champion Elliott Sadler in his retirement tour would lead the standings by 25 points over sophomore driver Daniel Hemric, with finishes of 2nd, 5th, 9th, 3rd, and 8th. Over the next 6 races, Sadler would establish himself as an early favorite for his 3rd straight championship, something that had never been done. He would finish a solid 4th at Bristol. At Richmond, he would keep up the consistency with a 3rd place finish. At the wild card of Talladega, Sadler would finish 5th. At Dover, Sadler would finish 2nd. At Charlotte, Sadler would have another solid day and finish the race off in 5th. And to round off the first 12 races, he would finish a solid 6th place at Pocono. So after 12 races, Elliott Sadler would establish himself as the early title favorite, and he would be over a race and a half over his nearest competition, but the question was, could he keep up his consistency? The answer would be no, because in the next 2 races, Elliott Sadler's consistency would come to an end.
And while that was happening, let's see what was going on with the one of Elliott Sadler.
See, there's the opposite. The Elliott went for it when he wasn't quite clear, and that's what I think Austin was scared of happening. And there's the 2 sides of what can happen when you got to be aggressive to get into that top lane.
How about this breaking story? Elliott Sadler coming down pit road, some damage on the right side, Hermie.
You can see it, right front tire is flat. On the one, he's made contact with the wall. They're going to come down. His car's been really, really tight through the center, loose on the exit, end up getting into the fence right now. At the end of this stage, it'll be right side and a chassis adjustment for Elliott Sadler.
He would get into the wall at Michigan and have some trouble at Iowa, and this would close everyone up to him. Daniel Hemric would now be just 12 points behind Sadler, and Cole Custer would be in 3rd, 15 points behind. At Chicagoland, Hemric would finish 5th while Sadler would finish 6th and close the gap to 11 points. Custer would finish 3rd and was now 12 points back. At Daytona, Sadler would narrowly lose out to a win and finish 2nd. He would extend his lead to Hemric to 18 points, and he would now be 35 points ahead of Custer. At Kentucky, Sadler would finish 12th while Hemric would finish 2nd. It was now just 7 points behind. Custer would finish 5th and was now 27 points behind. At Loudon, Sadler would finish 7th and Daniel Hemric would finish 11th, with Cole Custer finishing in 9th. So at the halfway mark of the season, there would be 4 drivers that would separate themselves from the rest. Elliott Sadler, the 2-time defending champion, Daniel Hemric, the driver still looking for his first win, Christopher Bell, the generational talent, and Cole Custer, the driver with a sophomore surge. At Iowa, Sadler would finish the race in 6th, while Hemric would finish 11th and was now 16 points behind. Christopher Bell would win the race and cut the gap to 20 points. Cole Custer would finish 9th and was now in 4th, 33 points back. At Watkins Glen, Elliott Sadler would finish 12th, while Christopher Bell would finish 9th and would move up to 2nd and was now 17 points behind. Hemric would finish 16th and was now 3rd, 20 points back. Cole Custer would finish 6th and was now 27 points behind. At Mid-Ohio, Elliott Sadler would finish 6th, while Bell would finish 11th and was now 3rd, 21 points back. Daniel Hemric would finish 3rd and would now move up to 2nd. It was now 17 points behind. Justin Allgaier would establish himself as a contender with a win and was now 5th, 31 points back. Cole Custer would finish 7th and was now 4th, 28 points behind. At Bristol, Sadler finished 6th and was now 17 points ahead of new 2nd place Christopher Bell. Allgaier would finish 3rd and was now 4th, now 29 points back. Cole Custer would finish 4th and was now 3rd, 26 points behind. But Daniel Hemric's day would drop him down the order.
Hemric spinning, Hemric in the wall.
And the 21 in the wall brings the caution out before the white flag.
And guys, he had a right rear going down for a while or a loose right rear wheel. They had a big debate about whether or not to come to pit road, but with just 3 laps left, they decided to stay out, and this is the result.
This crash would drop him to 5th, 38 points behind. At Road America, Sadler finished the day in 5th, while teammate Justin Allgaier would win the race and move himself up to 2nd, 20 points behind. Daniel Hemrick finished 3rd and was now in 5th, 35 points back. Custer would finish 4th and was now 3rd, 25 points behind. And Bell would have a rough day, finishing 23rd and was now 4th, 35 points back. At Darlington, disaster would strike for Christopher Bell.
Under caution at Darlington, and want to remind you, you can bring the whole family to a NASCAR race. It's never been cheaper or easier. Kids 12 and under are free for every Xfinity Series and Camping World Truck Series race. And then there's, of course, discounted tickets for the Monster Energy Cup Series. Just go to NASCAR.com/kids tickets as we see more work being done to Christopher Bell's number 20. And they're working.
He did more damage.
Yeah, they're working on the right side and they're working on the left side. But
Shut it off.
there you hear him shut it off. And let's go to pit road and Marty.
While Bell had this costly accident, the rest of the contenders would all have solid days, with the rest of them finishing inside the top 11. So with 9 races to go, it seemed like we had a title fight for the ages, with 4 drivers being in contention for the title. 2-time defending champion Elliott Sadler, Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, and Daniel Hemrick. At Indianapolis, disaster would strike for the contenders.
On the restarts, 3 wide down into turn 3 again. And Sadler, the 1 car. Oh, we got one around. Ty Dillon into the 1, hard into the wall. Wow.
Elliott Sadler caught up the 1 car, and a lot more damage. Cars getting into the grass, and we know that there's so much moisture in the grass, tearing cars apart.
They were covered on our inside.
Gloves off. It's going to be the end of the day for the 1 Elliott Sadler. Heavy contact. You're going to see he's right here at the top of your screen. It looks like he goes to the bottom of the racetrack. I'm not sure if he got pushed or was just going there to make a move. You see instantly the damage that the mud and the wet grass do to the front of this race car. He comes all the way in, and then you mentioned it. Driver's side into the safer barrier, which turns the car dead right. And this is where I was hitting you on the leg because I was worried. Look at this right here, back into traffic.
Close.
Oh, man, luckily Ryan Sieg right here, Ryan Reed, Chase Briscoe, Joey Gase, all doing a wonderful job of paying attention at this point, avoiding him. There's a lot of potential for another heavy impact.
Also in there, Joey Gase.
You know what they say Ford stands for, don't you? It stands for fix it again, Tony.
For the first time since the season opener at Daytona, we would have a different points leader. Justin Allgaier would take the point lead by 16 points over Sadler. Hemrick would finish 5th and was now 27 points behind. Cole Custer with his crash was now 33 points back. At Las Vegas, Allgaier would extend his lead with a 2nd place finish, while Sadler finished 5th and was now 20 points behind. Cole Custer would finish 3rd and was now 34 points back in 3rd. But for Daniel Hemrick, his season would come crashing down.
Allgaier 2nd, and Chastain now coming up on 12 laps to go from Vegas.
I'm telling you, Allgaier is not happy with that move. He had the opportunity to get to the
Up into the wall, the 9 of Tyler Reddick. He slides back down, he'll catch the 3 of Shane Lee.
And Hemrick's in it.
Hemrick's in it as well. He's into the outside wall hard.
There were some big blocks thrown down the front stretch, and eventually it made contact, and around went the 9.
After this crash, he was now 54 points behind and almost out of reach. But at Richmond, the points lead would once again change hands.
Oh, Max hit way up the racetrack. Christopher Bell going to try to take advantage of it.
Christopher Bell, Cole Custer falling back right in front of the 22 of Cindric. They're 4 wide as they go into 3. And they hit. Contact made. Allgaier around. The 00 of Cole Custer got into the back of him. And the caution comes out.
With Allgaier's crash, he would lose the points lead to Elliott Sadler by 5 points, and this would bring Hemrick and Christopher Bell back into play. Custer would now be in 3rd, 23 points back. Bell would be in 4th, 27 points behind, and Hemrick would now be in 5th, 30 points off the lead. At the inaugural Charlotte Roval race, Sadler finished 14th and Allgaier 15th, slightly extending the gap to 6 points. Cole Custer finished 7th and was now 3rd, 16 points behind. Bell would finish 5th and was now 4th, 17 points back. And Hemrick would finish 10th and was now 25 points behind. At Dover, the lead would swap hands again with Allgaier finishing 3rd and Sadler finishing 11th. Allgaier would now have the lead by 3 points over Sadler. Bell would win the race and was now 3rd, 5 points back. Custer would finish 2nd and was now 9 points behind, and Daniel Hemrick would finish 7th and was now 23 points back. At Kansas, disaster would once again strike for the Contenders.
Hemrick didn't need a pusher. He just accelerated and drove away from him. Oh,
Hard
contact.
into the wall already. The 7 and the 20. Two of the main contenders for the championship.
And Cole Custer, Cindric.
Allgaier got loose, got into the back of the 20. Allgaier into the wall. The 20 also major damage. Didn't even get through turn 2. You see Cole Custer, the focus on his eyes as he's trying to get back to pit road. Austin Cindric, so much damage to the 22. There's the damage to the 20 of Christopher Bell. Justin Allgaier, major damage as well.
You said it, 2 favorites right there, Justin Allgaier and Christopher Bell. Another favorite, Cole Custer, didn't even make a lap.
With Custer, Allgaier, and Bell all getting caught up in a lap 1 crash, Custer finished 26th and was now 3rd, 30 points back. Allgaier finished 38th and was now 4th, 33 points behind. Bell would finish 37th and was now 5th, 37 points back. And Hemrick, the only contender with a solid day, would finish 2nd and would move up to 2nd in the standings, 18 points behind Sadler, who finished 3rd. At Texas, Sadler finished 8th while Custer would win the race to thrust himself back into contention and was now 2nd, 19 points back. Hemrick would finish 10th and was now 3rd, 19 points behind. But as for Christopher Bell, his chances at a title would be thinned.
I think Allgaier needs to get
the 20
contact.
goes around with contact of the 22.
And into the wall goes Christopher Bell, one of the championship contenders, in the wall early. And a lot of damage to the 20.
With this crash, he would now be 60 points behind Sadler. At Phoenix, Sadler would finish 11th and was now only 9 points ahead of new 2nd place Daniel Hemrick, who finished 2nd. Cole Custer finished 8th and was now 16 points back. Justin Allgaier would have a rough day and finish 24th and was now 41 points behind. Christopher Bell, despite winning the race, wouldn't do enough to get himself in contention. So going into the finale at Homestead, there would be a 4-way title fight. Sadler, the 2-time defending champion, looking for his 3rd straight title in his retirement season. Daniel Hemrick, the man still searching for his first career win. And Cole Custer and Justin Allgaier, the long shots to win the title. At Homestead, Cole Custer put his car on pole with Allgaier starting 6th, Sadler 7th, and Hemrick in 10th. So with Allgaier being almost an entire race behind, he would need a miracle to happen in order to win the title. And there would be no miracle, so he would prove to be a non-factor for the title. But Cole Custer, the guy entering 3rd of the 4 contenders, would dominate the race, leading 95 of 200 laps. But this would prove not to be enough. Elliott Sadler was running inside the top 10 almost all day, and with Hemrick running 4th to 7th all day, it would just not be enough, and Sadler running 10th with 25 to go, and Custer running in 2nd, needing the 4 points right in front of him that Tyler Reddick was taking up. And with Hemrick running in 5th, it seemed like the championship was sealed. But with 20 to go, that would all change.
I would say comfortable, probably not the right word, but he's at least used to running right up against the wall, where Cole Custer hadn't done it all race, as we see the one of Elliott Sadler on pit road. Marty?
Came down pit road. Rick said he had a bad vibration coming down pit road with 20 to go. Elliott Sadler putting on a fresh set of Goodyear tires, hoping that fixes that vibration.
Sadler would get a vibration and would be forced to pit, and this would drop him all the way down to 19th. This would put him 5 points behind Daniel Hemrick. Both Sadler having brand new tires, he would charge through the field, and he would start making up spots. With both 11 to go, Daniel Hemrick would be given a blessing.
And guys, Christopher Bell's championship hopes officially over. They have a flat right rear tire from that contact in the wall. And oh, he might spin out here, guys, but flat right rear for Christopher Bell, trying to limp it to pit road.
With Christopher Bell losing a tire, this gave Hemrick a spot that neither one of his other title contenders would get. And this gave Hemrick a 4th place finish, but Sadler would continue to charge through the field, and Sadler needed to get to 12th in order to win the title. But Sadler would only manage to get to 14th, and he would come up just 1 point short of his 3rd straight championship. And Daniel Hemrick would take home the 2018 NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. Wow, in 2018, we would have gotten one of, if not the greatest title fight in history. This would also make it 2 straight seasons with a winless champion. And Daniel Hemrick would become NASCAR's first winless champion. I don't mean just in terms of 1 season, I mean a driver who has 0 wins to his name. And Daniel Hemrick, despite having 0 career wins, would win the championship. This season was truly one of the greatest championship fights that we would ever see. And it's a shame that we never got to see it. Well, that'll do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week for 2019.